This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Barbados Today evening update for Thursday, March 5th, 2015. Good evening. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Our top story. The Barbados Workers' Union will be taken to the streets tomorrow to press for the rights of domestic workers on the eve of International Women's Day. BWU General Secretary Tony Moore says, despite a promise 4 years ago, the Barbados government is yet to sign on to an International Labour Organization convention which calls for decent work for domestic helpers. She told Barbados Today that this is the second time that her union will be pressing for the convention to be ratified.
On International Women's Day 2012, we held a similar march, the Gender Equality Committee, that is of the Barbados Workers Union, and we presented a resolution to the Minister of Labour calling for her ministry to make haste and follow through on its commitment to have Barbados be among the first countries ratifying what, as I said before, was a groundbreaking convention, and to have in place a piece of legislation that would offer protection for so many vulnerable domestic workers across the island. What we would be doing as part of our focus, not the entire focus tomorrow, would be again calling attention to what we previously demanded and asking for recognition to be given to the commitment.
Meantime, at the Labour College this morning, Moore called for the Ministry of Labour to push forward with the long-awaited sexual harassment legislation.
We have had the discussions in draft for some time, and we need to get our Ministry of Labour fulfilling the objective that is set and the commitment that has been given to having in place sexual harassment legislation. Now, both men and women can be sexually harassed, so it's not typically a legislation for women, but it's a legislation that primarily addresses women, not only because, if for no other reason, because women are the ones that are comfortable coming forward saying, I have been harassed.
A trade union activist is calling for justice for David Sam. Sam, a watchman at Buttles Plantation in St. George, claims that he was pursued into a cane field by 3 white men during the search for Karen Harris last weekend. David Denny, who is also a Pan-Africanist, says the claim needs to be investigated by the police.
As a Pan-Africanist and as a trade union activist, I am calling for justice, and therefore I want the Royal Barbados Police Force to investigate this matter and to bring justice before us so that the people of Barbados can feel happy, because if these things are not done, it creates the impression and it creates the conditions for 2 Barbados. For the law then will be respecting 2 sections in Barbados, which will be 1 for the white and 1 for the black. And we don't want to see that kind of society, because Barbados is not an apartheid state.
Denny made the call today as he signaled his intention to contest the post of 2nd Vice President of the National Union of Public Workers when members vote for a new executive committee on April 1.
A number of workers in Barbados have called on me after discussions to get involved, and a number of us as trade union activists would be participating in this electoral process because we're very concerned about the present labour movement in Barbados, and we would like to influence a process that will bring the labour movement back to the periods of the 1970s and 80s and even 90s, when the labour movement truly represented the workers of Barbados And we're saying that we need the labor movement to vote for trade union activists and not trade union bureaucrats who are just interested in the luxuries and the things that they can benefit personally from the trade union movement.
A leading university official is urging students not to put off furthering their education because of fears about funding. Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, Dr. Justin Robinson, says Barbadian students are facing a tall order since government reversed its policy to pay tuition fees. But he advised students who are desirous of getting a university education to first seek admission, then work out the financial details.
I would encourage persons to go ahead, in a sense, see this thing as two stages. First of all, you apply, you get accepted, and then you deal with the funding. The fact that you're not seeing a clear path to the funding should not be a deterrent to applying. So I'm encouraging persons that if coming to university is a critical part of your personal development and enhancing your career goals, that you first of all apply, get accepted, and then sort out the funding details.
He also called on financial institutions to offer easier terms and more innovative products to students searching for funding. 2 young children are lucky to be alive after they were struck by a motor car on their way to school this morning. 10-year-old Shamera Andrews and her 3-year-old brother Caleb Franklin of Chapel St. Philip were hit by a vehicle which was driven by 52-year-old Stacia Austin. The accident occurred around 7:20 on the Church Village Road in St. Philip. The two were taken to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in 2 ambulances after complaining of pains about the body. They have since been discharged. Police investigations into the accident are ongoing. To some school sports now, and Red House today won their 2nd consecutive title with 1,107 points at the Alleyne School Inter-House Sports at the National Stadium. But it was not without a strong challenge from Yellow House, who came in 2nd with 941 points, while Blue House was 3rd with 939. Green House put on a tally of 842 points for 4th place. Congratulations there to Red House.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To news from the region, security concerns in Haiti forces the government of the Dominican Republic to close 5 of its consulates temporarily. A spokesman for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said the government believes that aggression against the consulate puts its staff at risk, and as such, its offices will be closed until the Haitian government provides guarantees that adequate protection will be afforded. However, it says the Dominican embassy in Port-au-Prince will remain open. On the international scene in New York, the LaGuardia Airport was temporarily closed today after a passenger airline skidded off the runway, up an embankment, and into a fence amid snowy conditions. 24 people were injured, but reports say their injuries were not life-threatening. That's our evening updates, but we'll be back again at 7 tomorrow morning. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.pb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 Online TV, as well as Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. I'll see you tomorrow.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy.